Hello, my little soldiers. A lot of people have asked what I mean exactly when I say that I consider goth a state of mind. It seems like a strange statement to say, I know. But think of it this way. As a kid, was there something that you liked? Or when you were younger, was there something that you liked that would be kind of considered a very dark or gothic thing? I know when I was younger, I loved Edgar Allan Poe, and I still love Edgar Allan Poe. I was the only one in third and fourth grade who would be found reading an Edgar Allan Poe book or a Shakespeare book. I was always the very, I guess you could say, dark type in some ways, because I loved the old classics and I loved the macabre at an early age. I was never afraid of reading Edgar Allan Poe when I was younger. Never scared me. And that, I think, is part of what I mean by when I say it is a state of mind. We love things from the beginning, you know. There's certain things that really stick out to us and we take an interest in. And that carries over, I think, into our years later. Sometimes we still love these things, other times we don't. It just depends. And I have loved these things for many years now. I've loved Edgar Allan Poe, I've loved reading Shakespeare, I've loved, movies like Night Before Christmas and Corpse Bride. And even beforehand, and before getting into the gothic aesthetic, the look, the culture, before being interested in a lot of the bands that I am now, like Sisters of Mercy and The Cure, I loved these things, So my state of mind had always been in the dark, or the very dark romantic interests. I would write poetry from a very young age, very strange, very emotional, very romantic gothic poetry from a young age. And I have throughout all these years. So when I say that goth to me is a state of mind, that's exactly what I mean. That even without all of the black, all of the dark makeup, even without all of these things, I would still have a love for things of the goth culture and things of the gothic look. I have always liked the look of really pale faces, the look of long black hair, and it's a very classy, gothic, romantic look. From the beginning, I've liked these things. So, even, when I was younger and I didn't dress like this, I didn't, wear makeup, I still had an interest in these things. And I don't think that should change, That's why I said, that's why I consider gothic a state of mind, as well an aesthetic, a look, if you will. The list goes on and on. It's a lot about the music, yes, as well, and that's what I mean. So I would still love these things despite not wearing clothes like a goth, despite not, listening to the music that I do, listening to, from The Cure to Marilyn Manson or wherever it may be, I still like those types of musics. It doesn't matter to me the fact that, I'm wearing the gothic look, or I consider myself a goth, because it does not change the way I feel about things. It is my state of mind, because I can listen to anything from Beethoven to Marilyn Manson to Jeffree Star even. It just depends on how I feel. And it doesn't make me any less of a goth or more of a goth. And a lot of what the stereotypes are is the fact that they focus so much on everything should be goth. Everything should be this. Well, you can't really get rid of being a goth completely. If you've loved those things and you have an interest in those things from the beginning, and you still have an interest in those things even if you have stopped dressing like a goth, then you are goth state of mind. That's my belief anyway. Well, that was my rant for today. So, over and out.